In Athletes Unlimited, fan favorites turn into superheroes. Kenzie Kent worked wonders Thursday, driving her competition baddie. Today, Sam Apuzzo counters 2K, carrying a torch to the cage. Later on, Allie Kennedy revs up to top speed in a battle against best friend Kylie Ohlmiller, who's back to her old tricks. With little room to breathe, there's joy in the chase with Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse. You're watching Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse on ESPN, presented by Air National Guard. USA Lacrosse headquarters has the doors open for business. Week 3 in Season 3 continues to unfold in Sparks, Maryland. Today, Team Bosco runs the field against Team Apuzzo. If you're new to Athletes Unlimited, here's how it's done. There are 56 players in the league scrapping to be crowned the individual champion next week. The group is divvied up into 4 teams that change weekly through a captain's draft. And the point scoring is a roller coaster ride for 4 weeks. A very pleasant welcome to you. Alongside Courtney Martinez-Connor, a 5-time national champion at Maryland. I'm Joe Beninati. Court, we have opening week winners in this game. What did you like about their styles back on Thursday?
You know, I think both of these teams are very similar. When you look at Team Bosco as well as Team Apuzzo, they like to start fast from that draw control. They battle it out, and then it's how many shots can they generate, both of them putting up big-time numbers. Fans
tend to get fixated on the leaderboard, and we like to show it to you. So here's the way it's stacked up at the start of business today.
Taylor Marino, she is still at the top despite losing every single quarter as well as her game, whereas Sam Apuzzo made major headway every single quarter as well as that overall win, and she had a big game in terms of statistics as well as scoring those MVP points to close the gap.
Just a 13-point deficit. We dive right into the deep end of this matchup. Captain Sam Apuzzo, she gained a lot of ground on the lead with an outstanding performance 2 days ago.
Sam Apuzzo loves working on the field with others, but she has the ability to take over a game whenever she wants to. She has a lot of power. She's a pure dodger and shooter. She exploits defense if they give her space.
Courtney Fortunato, another attacker for Sam's squad that should have warning labels attached.
When you see Courtney Fortunato on the field and she is paired with Sam Apuzzo, the two of them work so well together that just great things happen on the field. She's so light on her feet, creates her own scoring opportunities, but she also has a knack for knowing when and where to cut, especially when her captain has the ball.
Let's flip to the other side of the equation. Team Bosco has a rookie captain, but plenty of veterans who lend a hand.
You know, Abby Bosco is on the defensive end of the field, so she said it kind of happened organically when she was in the draft, but she knew she needed leaders on that offensive end of the field. Sammy Jo Tracy, Alex Ostholman, they work so very well together, tack in some other players, and she knew that they would be working well.
And one thing we know for sure, Kenzie Kent more than ready for this showdown.
Kenzie Kent, so slick on the field. When you watch her on the offensive side, not only is she a dodger, but her ability to see the field, pass the ball, find those open players, you credit it to that hockey side, but most importantly, that benefits her when she's shooting the ball well, because somehow she always finds a way, and especially when those keepers are least expecting it.
Maria Tribal piece. She'll be keeping things straight on the sidelines. She lets us know how ice hockey helps Kenzie.
Kenzie Kent credits so much of her success on the lacrosse field to what she's learned on the ice. She said hockey is fast and it's aggressive. In the game, she had to learn how to anticipate things and see things before they happen. She also learned how to push through hard contact, which has helped her so much in lacrosse, especially when she's scoring goals, which we've seen her do a ton of here in Athletes Unlimited.
Really good on the rink, really good on the lacrosse field. Kenzie Kent climbing the ladder as well. Athletes Unlimited is all about access to the players, folks, and as a TV crew, we get the benefits. Lizzie Colson's mic'd up for play today. Lizzie, you are the league leader when it comes to ground balls. What is it about the way you anticipate the play that helps you so much?
I think it's just tracking the ball, having a lot of grit and hustle. Maybe some luck sometimes the way the ball bounces, but mostly just fight and tracking that ball.
Lizzie, on paper, Team Apuzzo and Team Bosco look so very similar. What do you think sets you guys apart?
I don't know. I think it's going to be a really good game. I think both teams are really competitive, and you're right, on paper they look very similar. So I think it'll just be a lot of heart and hustle today. I think it's going to be a really good game.
Lizzie, you were a captain last week. Compare your captain style to Sam Apuzzo's.
I mean, I don't think anyone really compares to Sam. Like, when you picture an amazing captain, Sam's the definition of that. She's just untouchable as a captain. Clearly, her leaderboard states that. So I like to think I mimic a little bit of Sam, but she's amazing.
Lizzie, thanks so much for tuning in with us. We'll be checking in with you throughout the day.
I'm center, Sam. I'm center.
Apuzzo and McCone on the draw. Game 15 of 24 this season. The officials, Ronnie Anton, Erica Leslie, Devin Holcomb, and Liz Brush, off and running with Team Apuzzo in orange and Team Bosco in the purple. On a beautiful day in Sparks, Maryland, some 20 miles north of Baltimore. Temperatures are in the 80s. First of two games today, Team Glenn and Team Marino in the nightcap at 5:30. In Athletes Unlimited, there is a 60-second shot clock. We play 6-on-6 at the offensive end of the field. The roster sizes, 14. You see an 8-meter key. Score from beyond that, you'll get 2 points for the team and 16 for yourself on your leaderboard total. O'Donnell working in, matched up by another veteran there in Haley Warden. Powers her way to the lane, then finds Kenzie Kent with 20 seconds to shoot. McMahon, who has 2-point range. Nice dodge there, draws two, gets help from Kent, who fires, and Waters with the denial. Her first stop on the afternoon is worth 5 points, but then there's some interference around the crease. It will be a Apuzzo ball.
You know, right off the bat, you saw some tremendous work on ball, little two-man game, defense, little bit mixed up. Both slid to one player, Kenzie Kent with that 1v none, but Waters showing us why she was selected as a Team USA goalie a year ago. She won the gold in that World Championship. She has the ability to make those 1v none saves.
Back behind the cage off the sweep. Here's Geyer's back. She scores. At the outset of the day, Sam Apuzzo trailing Team Marino captain Taylor by 13. Getting help right from the jump thanks to Geyer's back.
Sam Geyer's back. Around the crease, that's where she loves to call home. She's quick, she's shifty from behind. She gets a step on her defensive player, Cookie Carr. Nothing fancy, it's just a head full of steam, turning the corner and shooting quickly. As soon as you get a step above that goal line extended, that's all she really needs. She's able to get her stick out in front of her body to give herself more of an angle.
Geyer's back, one of 3 players in the league with goals in all of their games this summer. Sam Apuzzo closing in on Taylor Marino and likely to pass her before this first quarter is done. You get 2 points for a draw possession, draw control in this league. A missed draw there, and the possession is awarded to Team Apuzzo in orange. Dempsey Arsenault so active around the circle as Team Bosco works back with Marie McCool, who received MVP voting from the activities on Thursday. Team Bosco downing Team Marino comfortably by an 11-5 score. 20 points are available for the team that wins each quarter. McMahon on the move, guarded there by Colson. Short side, shut down again. Waters made the save, the rebound, and a new 60-second shot clock for Team Bosco.
And now the team in purple, they can take their time a little bit with this shot clock reset. Again, it's all about generating a number of shots, but being patient as well.
Waters 3 for 3 as she makes the snare on the BB from McMahon. Kaylee Waters, who was 5th in the league race last summer. On August 13th this season, we'll crown a new Athletes Unlimited champion. Taylor Cummings won the first go-round. Taylor Marino last year by just 16 points over Sam Apuzzo. And as you can tell on the leaderboard today, Sam is drawing near to taking the advantage. Fortunato's bid is blocked. She follows it up towards the cage, guarded by Britt Reed. It's batted back to Mastriani, who waltzes in and snapped it wide. 22 seconds to shoot as we near the 4-minute mark of the opening quarter. Geyer's back, the lone strike for Team Apuzzo in orange. Sam wanders in. Cradle, fires, and scores! Sam Apuzzo now just 1 point behind Taylor Marino.
Captain versus captain. Bosco and Apuzzo were in the matchup with one another. The two-man game created the mismatch. Taylor taking Sam, gave her a nice little step. She was able to power through that defense once the switch was made. So they're running that two-man game, not necessarily to look for the slip and pick, but to create the mismatch on their matchups. Again, Captain Bosco, Abby against Sam. We're going to see that battle throughout today's game, and Sam is already 1 point away from Marino.
There's a challenge. Lynn Bowers, our table official, stepping out onto the field. As you see the leaderboard after that Apuzzo strike, bringing her to just 1 point behind Taylor Marino. Apuzzo with goals if this one stands in 14 straight games.
So, Joe, what we're looking at is that dangerous follow-through by Sam Apuzzo in orange right onto Courtney Taylor's. We're going to take one more look at this. Again, that two-man game created a change of what defensive player was on Sam Apuzzo, but that follow-through we can see right into Courtney Taylor's head. And based upon the angles that we have down on the field, referees have different angles, not necessarily seeing what we are watching.
In Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse, Courtney, there are no coaches. There are facilitators. And the facilitator for Team Bosco is Christy Foote, former two-time All-American at Notre Dame. And they are challenging the dangerous follow-through on Apuzzo as Sam tries to stack goals back-to-back with Sam Geyers back and make it an early 2-0 advantage. The review continues. We should let you know that the officials at the tables do have different angles than what we will provide you, our viewers, on ESPN. The Apuzzo strike coming 3 minutes and 31 seconds into the game if it stands. Boston College Eagle defender Courtney Taylor, a transfer from Temple before she attended BC, awaiting the outcome of this challenge.
After further review, the ruling on the field stands. It is a goal. Purple is charged with a challenge.
The goal stands for Apuzzo. She remains now just a single point from vaulting Taylor Marino for the top spot. This is week 3 of 4 in Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse Season 3. 2 teams will play twice this weekend. Team Bosco gets Team Glenn tomorrow. Team Apuzzo gets Team Marino. And then there'll be a draft on Monday. New sides heading into the final week of the regular season. And we will crown a champion on August 13th right here at USA Lacrosse headquarters. Ball down. Coming up with a scoop, Mastriani. She was hit high. This is going to be a card against Kenzie Kent. It's about to be a player-up opportunity for Team Apuzzo.
Purple 10 is being issued a yellow card for a check to the head. It is a 1-minute releasable penalty.
Now, Joe, we saw a marked effort, points of emphasis about the physical play on the field, players just making sure that the game is called as tight as possible. That check to the head, every single time going to be issued a yellow. I am surprised. I'm only assuming that the referees didn't have the exact angles that we did for that follow-through under Courtney Taylor. Because, again, a point of emphasis the players talked about, we want to play hard, we want to play fast and tough. We want to make sure we're playing safely and protecting all of the players on the field. They have a voice, which is something very unique for Athletes Unlimited as compared to any other pro league.
6-on-5, player up for Team Apuzzo in orange. Geyers back to the interior. She bounced it wide. Backed up on the end line by Apuzzo. 18 seconds to shoot. Geyers back off the reload. You get the whistle before the shot. Play brought to a halt by Devin Holcomb. Sam Apuzzo on the verge of eclipsing Taylor Marino for the top spot on the leaderboard. Taylor Marino will play in the nightcap against Katie Glenn. This is a free position chance now for Geyers back. Cranks it up and sent it wide. Apuzzo again was in good spot, in a good position for the backup. Ball down, outside the 8-meter key. Ooh, more physical play. Bosco was there to drop Mastriani. As we near the midway mark of these 10-minute quarters in Athletes Unlimited. The Officials awarding the possession to Team Bosco after the shot clock violation. So Cookie Carr will advance for the team dressed in purple. So the 2 points that come off the board for everybody on the roster. When there's a 60-second shot clock violation, Court, the entire team loses 2.
And the defense, as well as the rest of the team who caused that shot clock violation, they are getting a +2. So the leaderboard constantly changing as a team and or those individual statistics. Everything, every point, every single thing on the field matters, both in that positive or negative value.
Alex Ostholman sharing the ball with Lindsey McCone. Play it outside for McMahon. Picked up on the perimeter by Colson. Shot clock down to 10. McMahon shovels. McCool closes. Nice face dodge. She ripped that off the outside of the post. The shot clock will reset to 60. A little bit more than 4 minutes to operate in the opening quarter. Sun splash day in Sparks, Maryland. Dowdy defending against Kent. McCone brings it on around for McCool. Marie hoping to draw a double. She was held. Plenty of whistles in the first 6 minutes. Plenty of saves, too, for Kaylee Waters. She just chested down another one and gets possession for Team Apuzzo. For every goalie save, 5 points for the netminder on the leaderboard. As you can tell, on this trip, perhaps, Sam Apuzzo will take the top spot from Taylor Marino.
Joe, that's actually one of those points that Kenzie Kent talked about. Team Bosco, they want to just generate as many shots as they can, not necessarily with the best angle. Just put up a bunch of shots, give everybody some confidence, see what the goalies are made of. However, on the flip side, obviously that can give a goalie a lot of saves.
Bosco just timed the double pretty well, knocked the ball away from Arsenal, but still it's possession for Team Apuzzo in orange. Geyer's back, picked up by Kayla Wood. Here comes the help from McCone. Shot clock to 20. Game clock a little bit more than 3 minutes left in the first. There are 20 points available for the team that wins the quarter. Right now, Team Apuzzo's side on the lead by 2. A pass for Fortunato that gets away. That's over and back. It'll be Bosco ball in purple. With 2:45 to go in this opening stanza. Lindsey McCone, co-chair of the Player Executive Committee, who spoke about how much of a voice the athletes have in this league. Lindsey and Mira Shane are the co-chairs of the committee. Marie McCool picked up on the outside by Dempsey Arsenal. The ball will be in the cross of Kenzie Kent a lot today as she takes on Meg Dowdy. McCool off the split dodge from left to right. Gets the jump on Arsenal and fires. Waters is exquisite in this opening quarter. She has been locked in. She's got 5 stops in the game's first 8 minutes.
The new shot clock reset, taking their time offensively. Again, many of these players, veterans on the offensive end of the field, as well as college coaches.
McMahon crossing over. There's Waters again. Kaylee Waters has her eyes locked on the lacrosse ball in the early going. A sloppy clear here. Ball down. Dowdy gooses it to the wing for Mastriani. And a new 60-second shot clock for the team in orange. A chance for them to close out this first quarter and bank 20 points. With a 2-0 advantage if you're just tuning in. Geyer's back in Apuzzo, back-to-back. That's all she wrote on the board to this point.
Rightly so, taking their time. They have the lead, 2-0. They can bank the 20 points, as you had mentioned, but defensively, they need to get the ball back. I wouldn't be surprised if they send a quick double.
Off the split, Apuzzo draws 2, then finds Fortunato. Nice face dodge. She fires, and Britt Reed has that knee high. Reed with the good outlet. We're in the final minute of the opening quarter. The shot clock's turned off, but another failed clear for Team Bosco. Team Apuzzo in orange can hold for the final shot of the frame.
Not just does the team in orange have the ability to score goals, but it's all about the ride. Sam Apuzzo causing a lot of turnovers individually herself that last time. Courtney Fortunato with the quick reactions.
This is Fortunato, shaded there by Bosco. Geyer's back from the severe angle, trimmed that one too fine. Closest to the ball on a shot where and when it leaves the field gets possession, so Kayla Wood will get that. And the 14 points for the cause turnover with 9 seconds to go in the opening quarter. A last-ditch effort for Kenzie Kent. Long ways from the cooker, floats it inside. O'Donnell's Twizzler didn't get fired away, and we are done with one here in Sparks, Maryland.
Back and forth, there was a lot of action early on, and then defense kind of settled in, slowed things down, made it difficult for both of these offenses.
10 minutes complete here at USA Lacrosse HQ. We'll get you back for more Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse on ESPN, presented by Air National Guard. Teams revved up for this one. The goalie's really good in the first. Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse on ESPN is sponsored by Air National Guard and by Aspiration, a global leader in financing climate impact. 1/4 of the way through regulation, we know who they're rooting for. Everybody dressed in purple in the stands. Team Bosco's squad without a goal. Kaylee Waters dynamite in the cage for Team Apuzzo. Goals from Geyers back in Apuzzo, a 2-0 lead, and the 20 points for everybody on the roster. Courtney, as we had last year, amazing race between Taylor Marino and Sam Apuzzo.
You know, these two have been incredible for the last 5 weeks, going all the way into last season. If you look at the difference of where they get their points, Taylor Marino just has the ability to generate save after save after save. We saw a 16-save game for her earlier this season. Win points is where Sam Apuzzo has her beat, in addition to MVP points. So very different in how everything is added together, but look at that. Their score is pretty darn close. And
with Apuzzo winning the opening quarter today, she has vaulted Marino for the moment into the top spot. We sat the players down at Media Day. We asked, who's going to win? And the voices were split, but there were a lot that were pro Apuzzo.
Who's gonna win this season?
Sam Apuzzo. Sam Apuzzo. Sam Apuzzo.
Sam Apuzzo.
Sam Apuzzo. Sam Apuzzo. Sam Apuzzo.
Miss Sam Apuzzo.
Love Taylor, but I think Sam again. My money's on Sam Apuzzo. I think she's got a little bit of redemption.
She's not gonna back down being number 2. She's gonna come back for that number 1 spot.
She has the ability to just change the game just like that.
She has such an intense competitive mentality that's unstoppable.
Her level of play and her IQ on the field is stellar. Her team will be losing, and then it's like, oh, when's Sam gonna take over? And she'll just hop in the center circle and just take over the entire game. She's a born winner and a champion, and I think she's gonna take it home this year.
And I want to be on her team each week to collect those win points.
Sam Apuzzo, definitely one of the favorites in Season 3. Courtney, you have daughters who love this game, and Sam is a tremendous role model. You could hear the affection that the players have for her talents and her as a person. What do you think are the best qualities that Sam displays as a role model for your daughters?
I just think she's one of those players who has the ability to lead by example as well, being vocal. She's communicative on the field, but everybody loves to play for her. Pre-game, I talked to some of her players, and Lizzie Colson mainly just said she's the kind of captain/champion who you just want to be around because of her leadership abilities. She'll do anything for the team. She's selfless, and when you want one of those people to look up to, It's hard to find anybody better than Sam Apuzzo.
Lizzie Colson stepping out for a card here, player up for Team Bosco.
Card is issued to number 35, Orange, for illegal, dangerous use of the stick. It is a 1-minute releasable penalty.
As we take a look back, Izzy McMahon, a lot of that contact right to her neck. That's tough. It's a cross-check again. It's all about keeping the game safe. Displacement from the neck area. Incredibly difficult, but Izzy McMahon so tough on the field, but this is going to be a big power opportunity.
O'Donnell off the face dodge, matched up with Arsenault and Durkin, and we're getting a call inside the 8, so this will be a free position shot straight away for Katie O'Donnell. O'Donnell, who scored a couple of goals against Team Marino back on Thursday. She has tallies in 6 of her last 7. Closing in, Waters makes her 7th stop of the opening half alone.
You know, Joe, generally when you are a player up, you want to dissuade whoever's taking that free position shot to take it. You want to find the open player instead because it looks way easier than it is. It's actually very hard to score a free position shot. You have crashing defenders in from your left and right. They don't just have their arm length, but they have their stick length as well.
Team Apuzzo in orange has so much firepower on offense. If they keep getting net minding like this from Kaylee Waters, they'll be invincible. Waters just outstanding in the first half. She made 8 stops on Thursday. She's just about at that number already, and we've barely played 12 minutes. Here's Nicole Levy drawing a bead on Kayla Wood. Waiting for the flip. It's Arsenault. One more for Mastriani. Neat moves, draws the double. Geyer's back keeps it hot for Levy. Levy emerges from goal line extended. Waiting for her there defensively was Cookie Carr. The pass for Fortunato crossed her up, and this is a shot clock violation against Team Apuzzo.
Again, you appreciate the defense from Team Bosco. Having the chance to talk before the game, they talked about it's matching up, limiting Sam Apuzzo's opportunities, but I said, how do you do that with so many other offensive firepowers? And they said it's playing team defense from that point forward. Deny Sam the ball, but make sure they're tight on everyone else.
Kent working against Dowdy as we are just now approaching the 3-minute mark of the second quarter. Team Apuzzo winning the opening frame, banking the 20 points for everybody on their roster. That same 20 that's available for each and every quarter in Athletes Unlimited. Ostholman's pass is too high for a leaping Katie O'Donnell. Chasing it down, McMahon overruns it. Colson, who leads the league in ground balls, gooses this one to midfield. They're going to call this an over and back violation until we get the conversation from the officials.
You know, what they're checking is now, did the team in orange, Team Apuzzo, did they actually have possession when Lizzie Colson tossed that ball out of pressure? Was that possession? Was it a swat?
Lizzie Colson, who went 1-2 as a captain last week, having a look back at this play around the midline.
You know, and it seems like she never quite had possession, but anytime I say that, I'm going to be proven wrong. Maybe a different angle down on the field. 5
officials huddling up near midfield as we share another look.
So every ball being a battle. Lizzie Colson trying to get the ball away from her foot. Anytime you're able to get it farther away from your body and can run onto it, the better. Maybe from that angle, it looks like she kind of had a little bit of possession.
The officials have finished their conference. We're about to get restarted in quarter 2. If you're just tuning in, top of the hour time, Geyer's back and Apuzzo on the board in the opening frame. A 2-0 advantage, a low-scoring game. Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse, season number 3. Joe Beninati, Courtney Martinez, Connor up in the booth. Maria Tribalpiece is our sideline reporter. Team Apuzzo in orange, Team Bosco in purple. Nicole Levy, 6-goal performance last week. The best of this season so far in a single game. Ball work to the outside for Arsenault. Matched up with McCool. Fortunato angles in. She'll try Taylor for size. Sam Apuzzo against Kayla Wood. Shot clock, plenty of time, 25 seconds worth. Levy with a backhanded flick that goes wide of Britt Reed. On the end line, possession stays with Team Apuzzo. As Sam angles in, she turns and bounces to score. Sam Apuzzo lengthening her overall leaderboard advantage.
Sam Apuzzo, the matchup between her and her defender, Courtney Taylor. Mentor versus mentee, coach versus former protege. We see that swipe that Courtney Taylor took. Sam Apuzzo, as if she was waiting for it, having coached her at Boston College. As soon as she went for the check, that's when Sam Apuzzo knew that she had Courtney Taylor beat. Nice little protection and finish from in tight as she has extended the lead for her team to 3.
Just incredible. Sam Apuzzo, multi-goal games in 13 of her last 14 at this level. Friends, for every assist during this year's Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse season, Aspirations committed to planting 10 trees. Stay tuned throughout the season, see how many trees will be planted, thanks to Aspirations' support. 3 unanswered goals for the squad dressed in orange. Now McCone and Mastriani meet in the draw circle. Allie Mastriani pops that one to herself, give her 2 points for the draw control. She had one game earlier this season where she had 5 draw controls, the most in a single game so far this season. Livy Rosenzweig, a rookie who had 8. We'll see Rosenzweig in the nightcap of our doubleheader today when Team Glenn squares off with Team Marino. Geyer's back, picks up Arsenal. Mastriani circles it up for Fortunato. Wandering to set up Captain Apuzzo, who will attack from behind the cage. You'll see Sam attack all over the field. She's positionless. Geyer's back, nice look inside. It'll get away from Fortunato. They hunt for the loose ball. It comes up, and Arsenal finishes. Dempsey, Arsenal.
Another ground ball battle between Team Bosco and Team Apuzzo, this time inside of that critical scoring area. Coming up cleanly with that ball, Dempsey Arsenal. You see her run right through it as soon as she's picked it up. That's the key to getting away from those defensive players around. Nobody in sight. Little tangle up after she shot that ball, but no fouls either direction. And now the lead is at 4.
Arsenal, who was a big mover on the leaderboard from the end of week 1 to the end of week 2. Now that we're in week 3, she continues to climb. 12 points for that goal. It's 4 unanswered for Team Apuzzo and 2-0 in the race for the 20 points in the second quarter. So the tallies coming just 46 seconds apart. Colson with a draw control. Ball bounced out of her cross. It'll bounce out of bounds. It'll be Team Bosco possession in purple. Now the officials will make another consideration. Kenzie Kent putting up a protest to Liz Brush. As Apuzzo's squad looks to clear, you have 20 seconds to clear the midline in Athletes Unlimited. This is Mairead Durkin who will send it on. Durkin, 5 seasons at James Madison. Set the James Madison record for caused turnovers. Those are very valuable in Athletes Unlimited.
For every caused turnover on the field, you get plus 14. That's better than a goal. Again, every position represented in terms of access to scoring up the leaderboard. You just have to make plays on the field.
Levy sends it out for Apuzzo. Overplayed there by her fellow captain, Abby Bosco. Apuzzo on the roll dodge, kicked out by Britt Reed. Reed so often likes to step off of her line and take the angle away. And then the hustle on the end line, but closest to the ball where and when it left the field, it stays for Team Apuzzo. Geyer's back around the screen set by Levy with a new shot clock hovering at 50. Arsenal, the last player to strike. Dealing with O'Donnell's defense. Fortunato, a behind-the-back flick that sails high.
You know, Joe, as they move the ball, there's just a lot of options that we see for Team Apuzzo. It's not any one setup each and every time. They have those high elbow two-man plays. They get the ball to X. It's a lot of movement with and without the ball, which is key to keeping defense honest.
Geiersbach didn't convert. Mastriani kept it alive. Now Apuzzo goes to the goal. She bounced that one wide. 10 seconds left on the shot clock. Fortunato with a diving effort. Put it off the outside of the goal. Fortunato looking for the two-point goal. The variety sub-goal line extended. Just trimmed that one a little too fine. We look at the overall leaderboard. Sam Apuzzo has taken over the top spot today. Taylor Marino will play tonight. You see the colors next to the players' names. Those are the jerseys that they are wearing this week, week 3 of 4. We'll crown a champion with you on Sunday the 13th of August. 1 individual champion, 4 medalists, a defender of the year, as we open the book of Unlimited. Kent on the go. Sammy Jo Tracy lurking back behind the cage. Bounce shot here, fought off by Waters, who finds it at her feet. Waters add another save in this opening half. She's now up to 8.
Excellent save by Waters. So very athletic in and around that goal circle. I almost thought that was going to be another 2-point by Kenzie Kent. She has the ability to shoot from behind that goal line extended, gets rid of the ball incredibly quick.
So far, Courtney, we've seen Kenzie do it, Charlotte North do it, and Nicole Levy do it. Those 2-pointers, the new rule implemented this year from below goal line extended. Bree Gross is 25 in the orange, rookie out of Vanderbilt. Picked up by the third-year veteran Kayla Wood. Time ticking, we grow late in the opening half, less than 90 seconds remaining in it. Split dodge from right to left, Apuzzo angles in, then fires, a sneaky release there that sailed high. Almost a look-away shot from Apuzzo. Geiersbach rolling into the defensive Cookie Carr. Reed way out of the cage to make the stop. She fumbled the rebound. Warden gets another offensive set. The game clock and the shot clock separated by about 6 seconds. Dempsey Arsenal to no hurry. In this quarter, the score is 2-0 for the team dressed in orange, so they're about to bank another 20 points.
And if they're smart, they're going to hold on to this ball as long as possible, look to go within that final 5, 6, 7 seconds, because you don't want to give another opportunity to Team Bosco to run down the field and score if you go too soon.
Courtney, back on Thursday, so unusual. Both games were sweeps. That's never happened before in Athletes Unlimited lacrosse history. Team Apuzzo trying to sweep the first half. Apuzzo looking over the top as the shot clock is down to 15. Fortunato back for Apuzzo. Big face dodge, fire, and Reed answering Waters save for save at each end. 5 seconds left in the half. As Wood rambles through, the horn sounds, ending 2 quarters of play. Brilliant net minding from Kaylee Waters as she blanks Team Bosco in the opening 20.
The biggest difference in this game so far has been the ability of Sam Apuzzo to get everyone involved on the offensive end of the field, as well as her defense. Netminder Kaylee Waters. A large number of saves, the amount that you would generally see in an entire game, and it's just the first half.
First time in her career, Waters has thrown a first half shutout, and she did so in splendid fashion. Eyes right on the ball, reflexes extremely quick, and as a result, Team Apuzzo has the 4-0 advantage. Apuzzo with 2, Arsenault and Geiersbach joining Sam on the score sheet. As we send you to field level, Maria Tribalpi standing by with Kaylee Waters.
Kaylee, 8 saves in that first half. What are you seeing in the cage?
Yeah, I'm seeing our defense. They're doing their job, right? They're slowing them down. They're giving off the shots that we want to see. We don't want to see those feeds inside. That's what the purple team can really capitalize on. So they're doing their job to allow me to do my job the best that I can do.
Your offense is also doing their job. How much easier does it make it to play behind them?
Yeah, I gotta say, kudos to Sam Apuzzo. She's a fighter out there, knowing that she'll get it done. She knows how to kind of work that offense and, communicate with people to use their strengths on offense. So, it feels good knowing that we're working hard for each other on both sides of the field.
Thank you, Kaylee.
Yeah, thank you. Go Orange.
Back to you, Joe.
Kaylee and Maria, we appreciate it. Thanks for the thoughts. as Waters bounds her way off to the dressing room with her squad on top by 4 after 2. Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse on ESPN, presented today by Air National Guard. Real good one shaping up from Sparks, Maryland at the half. Two quarters down, 2 to go. We're at the half with Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse on ESPN, enjoying the sights and sounds as Team Bosco battles Team Apuzzo in Sparks, Maryland. Bree Gross is smack dab in the middle of her first season as a pro, but she and her family have much more experience with dogs.
I love dogs, and I grew up ever since I was really little with search and rescue dogs. My dad actually was part of one of the first USAR teams, which is Urban Search and Rescue. They trained search dogs and were actually some of the best in the world when 9/11 occurred, and they were the first ones flown out to search Ground Zero. He's a retired firefighter, so he was in the fire service and always loved dogs and had a knack for training them. And so they brought him a dog that was actually going to be put down. Her name was Dusty. And they were going to put her down because she was too wired. She had too high of a drive. They couldn't control her. And that's exactly what you're looking for in a search dog. So as a really little girl, it was fun. I actually got to play hide and seek with her a lot. So my dad would have me go hide somewhere, and I'd hide somewhere as best as I possibly could, and then he would tell her to search, and then she would search for me. When she found me, or if I was hiding in a cupboard, she couldn't open it, so she would signal, she would alert that I was in there by barking and sitting down. And so my love of dogs comes from a place of loving their abilities and what they can do in searching and how they've impacted my life, my dad's life, and the lives they've been able to save.
Terrific photos, a nice look back at Bree and Dusty. Stay right there, fans. On the other side of the break, we'll let you know how things are progressing with Athletes Unlimited Softball. The wheels keep spinning in Season 3 of Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse, 20 minutes into the first of 2 games at USA Lacrosse HQ, where Team Bosco and Team Mapuzo are just chilling at the half. Athletes Unlimited Court has 2 leagues running at one time, softball taking place in Rosemont, Illinois. Yesterday, Megan Faramo was tip-top.
Making her debut as a captain, rookie Megan Faramo pitched her first complete game of her career, leading her team to a 4-1 victory over Team Garcia on Friday. Faramo upped her record to 2-0, scattered 5 hits while allowing 1 run en route to earning MVP 2 honors. Faramo had 9 strikeouts, and she finished the night with 224 leaderboard points. Going into Saturday's games, Faramo sits atop the leaderboard with 576 points.
So, folks, the action continues on the diamond today. Here's a look at the weekend and the week ahead. Eric Collins and Kenzie Fowler on hand to call the games today.
Joe, you know my favorite time of the week is that final matchup, Team Orange versus Team Gold. It's on ESPNU on August 13th, 4:30 p.m.
Hang in there, folks. We turn your attention back to lacrosse in just a moment. Courtney and I will share a feast of highlights. That is coming up next from Sparks, Maryland on ESPN. We hope that you're enjoying your Saturday afternoon, and we're glad that you're sharing it with us. Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse Season 3 here from USA Lacrosse headquarters in Sparks, Maryland, with Team Apuzzo sweeping through the opening 2 quarters and running out to a 4-0 lead. Joe Beninati, along with Courtney Martinez, Connor Kortza, 5-time national champion at the University of Maryland. You know, one thing that we should remember, Sam Apuzzo wasn't a captain in Season 1, so she took her first captaincy in Season 2. Since then, her record as a captain, 16-3. Why does she put such great teams together?
You know, she has the ability to put teams together with players who work well, whether it's getting connections fast, building that chemistry, or players who have played together in the past, be that collegiately with Team USA or back in their backyard when they were young kids.
All we know in that first half of play, Kaylee Waters could not have turned in a better performance in goal. She was simply perfect.
Kaylee Waters, what I love about her is her athleticism, her quickness. When you watch her, she holds her ground so very well, but then it's that top hand speed. You see that she is just able to get to those unreachable balls. She makes it look easy, and then she sparks the offense many a time. So watch her in goal looking to extend Team Apuzzo's lead.
Well, Captain Sam knows that she can try anything when Waters is playing that well behind her. She beats Britt Reed, and Team Apuzzo is off and running.
You know, Sam Apuzzo, she's beating the matchup right now versus Courtney Taylor, and that's what you want to do as an offensive player. Beat that defensive player who is set in front of you. She's looking to get that connection anytime she can, but then Dempsey Arsenal, one of her long-standing teammates who's produced for her as well.
Apuzzo, who began the day just a few points behind Taylor Marino, she's now taken the overall leaderboard spot. Shots again favoring Team Apuzzo, as you would imagine, with a score 4-0.
You know, you have to shoot the ball in order to score. And Sam Apuzzo and her team, they are taking quality shots, but they are aiming for pipes so well that they are also missing many wide, giving them second and third opportunities, which I think is important.
Courtney, it's a low-scoring game. Still plenty of time for Team Bosco to rally. 4-0 Team Apuzzo after 2. Get some sunscreen on. Come on back with us for quarter number 3, right after these messages.
I don't think the energy's flowing. Let's go, Abby. Good pressure. Yeah, I think the first 2 possessions, we were just trying to get our, I feel like I needed to get my feet underneath me. Kayla, good job. Good job, Kent. Here you go. Keep it up.
Let's go, Ish. Let's go, Sam. Good job, you guys. Good job.
Our thanks to Cookie Carr for wearing the microphone for us. We go into the game with Air National Guard. Cookie will continue to speak loudly throughout this second half of play. 4-0 for Team Apuzzo after 20 minutes of work. We also have Lizzie Colson with us. Lizzie, what was the key defensively in that first half shutout performance?
I think staying organized, keeping up the communication. I think Kaylee was an absolute animal back there, so she really had her back. But just talking through those two-man picks and just staying composed.
Lizzie, when you look at the offense, why are they clicking so well?
Well, you said it. Look at the offense. They're so good. I have so many threats on offense on my team, so it's so fun to play with and to watch. Every single person out there can be a threat, so it's fun.
Lizzie, you can get away with calling Kaylee an animal. I can't say that, but maybe I might use it in the third and the fourth if she stays like this. Thanks for jumping in with us.
I'm center out.
Lizzie Colson listening in and speaking up in quarters 3 and 4 with us. Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse on ESPN, all presented by Air National Guard. Joe Beninati, Courtney Martinez, Connor in the booth. Maria Tribal Peace, our sideline reporter. Team Bosco in purple. Team Bosco an 11-5 winner back on Thursday night over Team Marino. We'll see Team Marino and the defending champ in goal in game 2. She settles in a goalie matchup with Team Katie Glynn. That one coming your way 5:30 Eastern on ESPN+. Rally time now for the team in purple. Trailing by 4. Geyers back, Apuzzo twice, and Arsenal on the board for Team Apuzzo in orange. And the shutout bid is ended on cue on a snapshot from Marie McCool.
Marie McCool wearing number 4 in purple. She is one of those relentless style players. You see her angle diminishing the longer she held on to that ball. She was actually just waiting to get away from that stick across the body, as well as that defensive player running across the top of that goal mouth. She wanted to make sure she had a clear shot on goal. So the longer she waited, the less that angle was there, but nevertheless, she was able to squeak that one by for Team Bosco's first score of the game.
Graphic showed you what she did back on Thursday. She has tallies now in 7 of her first 8 games this season. Folks, everyone loves to rep Athletes Unlimited. You can too. Be sure to check out all of the great gear, including the new Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse player name and number t-shirts. Go to shop.auprosports.com and get yours today. McCone and Mastriani on the draw. As Ali Mastriani will come away, we can share time with Maria Tribal Peace.
I was able to catch up with Abby Bosco at halftime, and exactly what just happened with Marie McCool and shooting and scoring, that's what she wanted to see from her team. She said, we're taking good shots, they just need to fall in this second half, and that's what happened.
Captain Bosco, Maria getting exactly what she wanted from Marie McCool, now in her 3rd season. Placed 22nd on the leaderboard, did McCool last year. Geyers back on the turn, that drifts high on Britt Reed. This is week 3 of 4. Next week, Sunday the 13th, we will crown a new Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse Season 3 champion. The top 4 will receive medals. There'll be a Defender of the Year award. We open the book of Unlimited. O'Donnell racing back for Bosco. Now 3 goals behind Team Apuzzo in orange. Sammy Joe Tracy bluffs the 2. You score from outside that 8-meter key. You get 2 points for your team and 16 for yourself on the leaderboard total. McCool driving against Warden, fires and scores again. Marie McCool right back to pay dirt.
Team Bosco is looking to step out from this second half, create some better opportunities. Marie McCool with a nice quick dodge. She is not wasting any time. Sometimes you can catch her defense sleeping on the field, but you see the energy. Izzy McMahon, Marie McCool, all of these veterans bringing here. They know that they need a spark. And right now, her number is number 4. Marie McCool, back-to-back goals. If you look very close in time, that's what you want. You want to create a run as quickly as possible to beat out this pass deficit.
68 seconds to be specific for McCool, now in her 2nd straight week wearing purple. She played with Team Marino in week 1. Trimming the Apuzzo lead in half. McCool, a back-to-back spree here. 20 points available in the 3rd quarter. to the entire roster. When you win the frame, you get 20. Sam Apuzzo's squad swept the first and second today. McCone looking for a draw control. McCool always active around the circle. In fact, she leads Athletes Unlimited all time in draw controls. This one comes up, though, for Lizzie Colson. No slouch, going to the cage. Settling in 6-on-6. There's a 60-second shot clock in Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse. We play the game 10-on-10. The goals are 80 yards apart. Levy thought about the 2, and then she was covered up by McCool. Geyer's back with Cookie Carr keeping tabs. Cookie must have a great resume, Court. She just picked up another job, didn't she? USA Lacrosse under-18 girls select.
You know, when you have that nod as a coach, she was just recently named the head coach at Towson University. She was a longtime veteran of Team USA, and to be able to give back, that's something that she takes a lot of pride in. She wants to help that next level of USA players.
Mastriani on the move, ends the McCool run.
You look at where the production comes from. Initially, it was Geyer's back, Apuzzo, then Arsenal, and now another one of the midfielders so dominant getting on the board. No slides coming. So when you are a Dodger, you want to make sure to see your lane, see the space, see what next play could potentially develop. And when you see that no slides are coming, you know that that's a good area to dodge to.
Allie Mastriani picked up 2 tallies back on Thursday. She was a captain in week 1. Didn't get a win on the board, though. Folks, you can experience the excitement of Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse in person here at Sparks, Maryland. Join us, in fact, for tomorrow's Amplify Us Impact Week games, 1 and 3:30 Eastern. The first 250 fans receiving an Athletes Unlimited reusable tote giveaway. Go to auprosports.com/tickets to get yours today. 5-2 for Team Apuzzo, 2-1 Team Bosco in the third. Once more possession for Allie Mastriani.
You know, as we see her head towards that midline, she's looking to swap out one stick for the draw stick, but it's actually really tiring to take the draw over and over again, as well as produce on the offensive end of the field.
Good defensive overplay there. Team Bosco with a helping hand from Courtney Taylor. And Taylor was then fouled. They're asking for the timeout, actually. They'll take it. Anytime there's any sort of threat on a heavy ride, the facilitators will burn a timeout. So this is a chance for us to step away, catch our breath, bring you back to USA Lacrosse headquarters in just a few moments with Team Apuzzo on top. Folks, tomorrow at 1 Eastern, 10 a.m. Pacific on ABC and ESPN Plus, we have the Redwoods and Chaos, followed by the Water Dogs and Cannons. That one available only on ESPN Plus. Another big Sunday of lacrosse in PLL play. Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse action unfolding today on ESPN. Team Apuzzo outlasting Team Bosco. It's a 5-2 advantage with Team Bosco threatening to win the third quarter and the 20 points that are alive. Team Apuzzo, we know that Dempsey Arsenault and Sam Apuzzo work so very well together. They are basically like sisters, and they do jive on a lacrosse field.
Sam Apuzzo is like a sister to me. She's my best friend in the entire world. I get scared very easily. Any opportunity she has to like jump scare me or like just attack me like she does, and I will scream, and like she usually videotapes it.
Out of the pack comes Dempsey Arsenault. Flash cut to Apuzzo. Puzo fires and scores! There is a sixth sense between those two. They know each other so very well.
I just moved to San Diego, so it's really special to be back with her. Not only just being able to play with her, but being able to spend time with her because I missed her.
I am so lucky to have her as my friend and kind of just someone that I go through this whole like crazy lacrosse life together, and I'm really lucky to have her in my life.
Those two have both factored on the scoreboard today. Captain Sam with those two tallies, that's 24 points on your leaderboard. You can see she ranks number 1 now, over 1,100. She has passed Taylor Marino, the defending champion, who will play in the second game of our doubleheader. Lizzie Colson chiming in with us. Lizzie, how have you reviewed the play so far to this point in the third quarter?
I think the play's it's been fast. It's been competitive like it has been all game. I think Purple came out firing, but we answered back and we stayed composed, and I think, we're back on track now.
Lizzie, when you guys are communicating on the defensive end of the field, what are some big things that you say?
Just communicating who's, staying on or switching, and what's going on the backside. Step up all the things that you need to be successful on the defensive end.
Lizzie, we want you to be extra chatty now. We're going to ride with your microphone live, so you control the play-by-play for us. Speak up loudly.
Here we go now. Ball center. Speed, Shabby. Hold on. Shabby. Hold on. Go, Sam. I'm with you right, Allie. I have you right. Coming in. Yeah, Marge, that's you. Stay on. Who's on? Yep, I'm leaving. Then Sam, with you left. Watch it go. 2. Stay on. Marie, you're good. I'm leaving. Stay on. Step up. You're good. Watch it, poke, Allie. Stay on. 15. Step. Watch it go. I'm behind. Haley, 1 at X. Watch it go.
Marie McCool has been so tough to defend as Lizzie Colson was talking through all the defensive assignments.
Every step of the way, you heard her talk about when to go, who's looking to drive, how, when, where to slide. But Marie McCool didn't let any of that slow her down. Again, you see her create a little bit of separation from her defensive player. Not a lot of angle, but when her hands are free, good things happen.
Lizzie, what would you have liked to have seen done differently there on the defense of McCool?
I think we just need to be aware of the shot clock and recognize when we're down, there's 15, 16 on the clock, and just force them out a little bit more. And I think we'll start seeing those shots. We'll just stay on our hands a little bit more all the way through to finish that play out. But it was a good stance up until then, so we're good.
Lizzie, we appreciate all the cooperation. Thanks very much.
Here you go, Al.
Be checking in with 35 in the orange throughout the day. At the moment, Marie McCool has taken all the headlines for Team Bosco for her self court. It's 3 goals for number 4 in the purple. And as a result, Team Bosco is leading this quarter nearly halfway through the third, 3 points to 1.
It's all about the ebbs and flows of the game, and right now it's flowing for Team Bosco as well as Marie McCool. When you like a particular matchup, you try and stick with it, get the ball into the hot hands as much as you can, but Ali Mastriani at the draw control, she's been unstoppable.
So good. She won that one to herself and then flicked it on for Dempsey Arsenault, who worked back behind the cage with Geyers back. There's a 60-second shot clock in Athletes Unlimited. We play 4 10-minute quarters of regulation time. 6 of the first 14 games this season were decided by 1 point. Both of Thursday's games, though, were one-sided, lopsided affairs. On a sneak, here comes Fortunato, picked up by Taylor. Apuzzo gets downhill on Wood. Fortunato looking inside, it gets away. Levy's there to back it up. Nicole Levy off the question mark, snapped that one wide. Shooting right around the defense. That was supplied by McComb. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Apuzzo takes matters in her own hands. Mastriani, big face dodge, fires over top of Britt Reed. Just 2 seconds now The pass to the interior, shot clock violation, -2 points for everybody dressed in orange. Off the resumption of play, a strong ride, pressuring veteran defender Cookie Carr down as McCool comes back to help and clears with O'Donnell. O'Donnell ran right into the defense of Mairead Durkin, the rookie. McMahon skip a player, get it to the hot hand. It'll be in the cross of number 4, Marie McCool, quite a bit, you'd imagine. Kenzie Kent takes it for a ride now. Ost-Holman parked behind the cage. Alex Ost-Holman feeds to McCool. Shot clock's at 20. McMahon off the split dodge from right to left. Rolling away from Arsenal. Fires! Waters with a stop there. Rebound, shovel shot. Kenzie Kent also beaten by Waters.
Love the rebound try for Kenzie Kent. She's so slick with that stick. One-handed pickup. Looking to get rid of it just as fast as she grabbed it.
Pass inside. Geyers back, turns and scores.
This was direct defense translating into offense for Team Apuzo. Kaylee Waters with a big-time clear as she's getting it into Lizzie Colson's stick, who has a ton of speed. It's all about the fast break. Move the ball quickly. Nicole Levy, she is always looking out. Who can she pass this ball to? She's a tremendous facilitator. Sam Geyersbach, it's her second goal of the day as she is able to extend the lead and double the score of Team Bosco.
Geyersbach is the second leading goal scorer in the entire league. Only Sam Apuzo with greater goal totals. Geyersbach with multi-goal games in 8 of her 9. 3.5 left in the third. The score in the third quarter alone favoring the team in purple. Team Bosco trying to win those 20 points. Warden comes away with a draw possession for Team Apuzo. Kaylee Waters, meanwhile, Courtney has 10 saves. 5 points for every stop, and Kaylee is into double figures already as we get a timeout on the field. Game 15 of 24 this season. At the moment, Team Apuzo doubling up Team Bosco by the 6-3 score. Folks from the promotional department, we remind you that this week's Sunday Night Baseball matchup is the series finale between the Dodgers and Padres at Petco. 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific on ESPN, ESPN Deportes, and ESPN Radio. Coverage begins at 6 Eastern and 3 Pacific with Baseball Tonight, Sunday Night Countdown. Michael K. and A-Rod, of course, have their K-Rod presentation on ESPN2. Where we are with you today, enjoying Team Apuzo against Team Bosco. Abby Bosco, number 1 in draw controls this summer. As we have time for a chair chat, Sarah Resnick, the backup netminder to Britt Reed, is kind enough to join us. Sarah, from your vantage point on the sideline, what have you seen transpire so far?
Well, we talked at halftime that we just needed to get a little more hot on offense. We've been shooting a ton of shots, and obviously Kaylee Waters is having a day. But our goal at halftime was just to keep shooting, and obviously Marie McCool has a hot hand right now, so we're just going to keep going with her.
Sarah, when we had our media day earlier in the season, I remember you talking about what it's like being in goal, making big saves. You have that tremendous enthusiasm, but you also talked about a fun fact that maybe is a little bit different for goalkeepers to not have this particular skill.
Oh, yes. I can't juggle. I've always had that struggle. I don't know. I feel like most goalies can do it, and I just never taught myself how to do it, and now I still can't juggle.
Don't worry, Sarah. Courtney will come down and teach you during the next TV break, I'm sure.
Yeah, sounds good.
3 minutes to go in the third. Apuzo from the angle, and Reed straightens up at the post. Sarah, tell us, when number 14 Orange has the ball, you as a netminder, what do you need to be prepared for?
I mean, she's great, so you just have to be ready for everything. I think she does an awesome job of freeing her hands without actually getting them free, if that makes any sense. So you just have to be ready at all times for her to take a shot.
Sarah, not to pick on you with the juggling thing, but tell me, what does juggling a ball help goalkeepers with?
It's great for hand-eye coordination and also just focus in general. I feel like I don't really struggle with hand-eye, but I just can't juggle. So I've heard that a lot of goalies have taught themselves during the pandemic. I just didn't take up that hobby during that time.
Don't sweat it, Sarah. You made a gazillion saves at Florida. You're just fine without the juggling.
Yes, definitely.
Off this turnover here, Marie McCool having a huge third quarter. 2 minutes to go left in it. The point scoring 3-2 in favor of Sarah Resnick's team dressed in purple. If they win this frame, each player, including Sarah, gets 20 points on the leaderboard.
Sarah, your team just had a tremendous cause turnover on the field. What's the biggest key when trying to get the ball back for your team in such a short amount of time?
I guess on attack, just making sure we're popping out when we pick up that ground ball on defense. We're doing a great job with those 50-50 balls, no matter if it's after a shot or if the ball is just checked out of a stick. But I think we just told attack to make sure they're just keeping popping out on offense, and we're hitting that pass early.
McMahon thinking about a potential two-point drive. Izzy shuffles away from O'Donnell. Murray Durkin there to defend. Fiedler passes to the interior. That flick just sailed wide from Lindsay McCone. Sarah, you're a rookie in Athletes Unlimited. Lindsay McCone's one of the co-chairs of the Player Executive Committee. Well, how much have you learned from the veterans so far this summer?
She's great. I've been on the team with her the last 2 weekends, and she's just really, honestly, has a really great sports IQ, and she's really good at just like coaching everybody up to make that smart play at the end.
Sarah, thanks so much for spending some time with us with this chair chat. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
35 seconds remain in the third quarter. Team of Puzo, a potential goal here. A single would tie the frame. Those 20 points available for each quarter would carry over to be a 40-point value in the fourth. Geyer's back, maneuvers in. Gets her signals crossed there with Fortunato. 18 seconds to play. Cookie Carr on the run. Carr with matters in own hand. Plays on for Fiedler. Further still, bump it down low. Holman just snapped it high with 4 seconds left. Kent feeds the crease. Ball down, third quarter ends. Team Bosco wins the third, 3 points to 2.
Not only did Team Bosco win the third quarter as well as those 20 points, but they have momentum in their name. If they can just carry that into quarter four, we're going to see that score close a little bit tighter. I loved how they pressed for one last shot coming out of the backfield.
Trailing 4-0 at the half, Marie McCool there, center screen, said, you know what, follow me. I'll take the lead in this comeback effort. McCool with a third quarter hat trick alone. Bagging 3 in those 10 minutes. We have 10 left on ESPN2. Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse on ESPN is sponsored by Air National Guard and by Aspiration, a global leader in financing climate impact. Folks, the summer soccer schedule continues tonight on ESPN2 and ESPN Deportes with a La Liga doubleheader from Oracle Park in San Francisco. It all gets started at 7 Eastern and 4 Pacific. Real Betis taking on Real Sociedad, and then Atletico Madrid squaring off against Sevilla. Another great night of soccer this evening coming your way. In Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse Season 3, we've played 3 quarters. Team Apuzzo has the advantage 6-3, but Team Bosco just won 20 points for winning the 3rd frame alone. Lizzie Colson is wearing a microphone in the game for us throughout the balance of play today, and we can go into the game with her.
Guys, way to make adjustments and answer back, though. That was awesome.
On that. Go. Allie, you're on! Allie, you're on! Allie!
Yes! That was so deep! You're an animal! Let's go! You're so good! Yes! Yes! We got it! Let's go! So good! Yes! Here we go! Way to go!
Lots of encouragement from Lizzie Colson as her team has command with 10 minutes to play in the 4th. Lizzie, as we welcome you in here live, what's necessary to secure this lead now in the final 10 minutes?
I'm 50, Al. I'm 50.
Apologies for that. We'll get Lizzie tuned in again soon. As Team Bosco gets the first touch in the 4th with Kenzie Kent, for the most part, under wraps today. Meg Dowdy's been spying on 10 in the purple. Kenzie Kent, who was number 1 in the MVP voting back on Thursday. Every moment matters in Athletes Unlimited. Then once the games are concluded, the players vote for MVPs. There are 3 levels of MVP voting. To the interior, Sammy Jo spins, didn't elect to pull the trigger there. Just getting started here in the 4th.
The referees are calling a walling foul against the defense. They can't willingly just stand in the way of an attacker who's trying to take a shot on goal. Again, no 3 seconds or shooting space here in Athletes Unlimited. So a free position being awarded to Team Bosco and Sammy Jo Tracy.
As we scroll through the leaderboard, Sammy Jo rings the crossbar. She had Waters beaten and pumped it off the iron. The ricochet will bound out of bounds. The officials are awarding the ball to Team Bosco in purple.
You can hear the fans in the stands. They are cheering on Team Bosco right now, kind of the underdog because they are down by 3 here in this 4th quarter. But I already like the things that I've seen from the 3rd quarter building into the 4th, as well as a draw change, putting Sammy Jo Tracy at the draw. Just change things up. When things aren't working for you, you got to be available to decide what can we change, how can we be better, what matchups do we need to capitalize on.
Our viewers saw at the top of the leaderboard, Sam Apuzzo has overtaken Taylor Marino for the top spot today. Next weekend we'll be crowning the champion. Taylor Marino was the champion of Season 2. Great pass! And a put away from the severe angle for Alex Ost-Holman.
A lot of patience for Team Bosco now. They're moving the ball, they're shifting, they're getting those 2nd and 3rd opportunities. We've seen Marie McCool score from this low angle. Marge Donovan all over her hands, but the whole time Marie knew, I'm not looking to score this one. I got a teammate wide open on the opposite side of the crease. Alex Ost-Holman, incredible, in tight with her shooting abilities.
McCool gets 4 points for the assist. Holman gets 12 points for the goal. You see what she did in her last outing. Folks, here's your fantasy pick'em update. The Week 2 leaderboard champion, Team Erin Brady 16, plus 2 teams were able to predict the top 4. You can make your picks today at auprosports.com/fantasy. Nearing the top of the hour, Joe Beninati, Courtney Martinez-Connor in the booth today in Sparks, Maryland, about 20 miles north of Baltimore. Beautiful day, sun-splashed, temperatures in the 80s. Maria Tribalpiece is our sideline reporter as we go back inside the draw. Mastriani and Tracy digging in. Draw possession. The draw control for Lizzie Colson, 2 points for that. Then she fumbled it. It's a takeaway ground ball for O'Donnell. The officials, though, giving possession back to Team Apuzzo in orange. Ronnie Anton, Erica Leslie, Devin Holcomb, Liz Brush out on the field today. Our officials dressed in black. Lynn Bowers is the table official. Already had one challenge to deal with today, called for by Team Bosco facilitator Christy Foote. Team Apuzzo's facilitator, new to Athletes Unlimited, that's Rachel Hillhouse. Her first season, she coaches development training with the USA Lacrosse, former UNC Asheville coach Rachel Hillhouse, the facilitator for Team Apuzzo. The officials wanted the reset of the 60-second shot clock for Team Apuzzo in orange as they work 6-on-6 at this end of the field, just past the 2-minute mark in the fourth. Mastriani on the go. Long strides. Causes a lot of havoc for the defense. Mastriani drawing a double. Geyer's back, booted away by Britt Reed. Reed's save total climbing to 9. Kaylee Waters at the other end, dynamic with a 10 spot of saves. Goalies pick up 5 points on the leaderboard for every rejection. O'Donnell on the advance, looking for Sammy Jo Tracy.
Now, this game has pretty much been controlled initially by Team Apuzzo, and then Team Bosco started to take things over in that third and fourth quarter again with a lot of muster as they are looking to try and close this gap. I like the idea of a 2-point.
Waters up to 11 saves after she handles that low sidewinder from Izzy McMahon.
Izzy McMahon has the ability to shoot from far. So does Marie McCool. But sometimes you have enough time on the shot clock as well as overall time in the game, 6 minutes, 30 seconds. You can continue to chip away one at a time. They're not quite at the point where you need to just only look for those twos.
Just a 2-point deficit. Apuzzo on the run. It's been me and my shadow all day for her with Kayla Wood. Arsenal fakes the flip. McCool on the job defensively. Apuzzo curls underneath, just sent it wide of Reed. On a shot closest to the ball where and when it leaves the field. Possession stays in this instance for Geyer's back and Team Apuzzo. And then a heavy collision back behind the goal. Cookie Carr bouncing back up. Earlier this season, we saw Cookie take a high hit.
You know, and displacing a player on the field is cardable. Surprised the referees didn't pull one out there. Anytime a player is displaced, moved from where they are moving, that is absolutely cardable. Any misconduct foul or aggressive, reckless stick checking.
And you mentioned that back on Thursday, Court, when we had the meeting during the day, the points of emphasis that were going to be scrutinized as play developed this week, week 3 in Athletes Unlimited. Physicality was getting up near a point where they couldn't tolerate it. So they told the players they're going to crack down a bit. Sharp angle score! A beautiful shot from the wing for Lindsay McCone. It's a 1-point game.
Lindsay McCone has been pretty quiet offensively this year. She has just 1 goal to her name. This is her 2nd goal of the entire season. But she is one of those workhorse grinder-type players in the middle of the field. Alex Ost-Holman sharing the ball with Lindsay McCone as they have now closed the gap to just 1. A lot of clock left in this game, and we see sliding in on the back screen Meg Dowdy looking to try and get a piece of that. Could have potentially screened her goalkeeper, but Lindsay McCone, this is her first goal in quite some time here in Athletes Unlimited Season 3.
She's worn purple 3 straight weeks, Court, and I'm sure the former Northwestern Wildcat doesn't mind that one bit. A rip upstairs. A 2-0 fourth quarter advantage for Team Bosco. You see at the bottom of the screen, for every quarter that you win in Athletes Unlimited, you and your mates pick up 20. Team Apuzzo took the first and second quarters. Team Bosco won the third 3-2. 6-5 down the stretch with 5 minutes to go. Just a reminder, Team Glenn and Team Marino, 5:30 Eastern, a game you can check out on ESPN+. That will close our doubleheader today. 2 games tomorrow, in fact. Team Bosco against Team Glenn at 1 o'clock. Team Apuzzo against Team Marino at 3:30, both of those on ESPN+. Fiedler, who does a lot of long-distance running training, so all of this work on the weekend doesn't bother her one bit. McCool, who had the 3-goal third quarter. Stick check by Arsenal. Kent against Dowdy. Dowdy should get some MVP points for her work today against Kenzie Kent. She's kept number 10 in purple very quiet.
You know, you're not going to see Meg Dowdy go for some big swing or trying to reach for an interception, but she will most doubtedly stay low, disciplined, tough.
McCool couldn't believe there wasn't a call against her. Instead, though, on the opposite side, there is a card coming out and a player-up opportunity. Ali Mastriani jogging off for Team Apuzzo. As you see the leaderboard.
Yellow card is issued to number orange, color orange, number 21 for a check to the head. 1 minute.
Player-up opportunity for Team Bosco. We have a TV timeout with 4:11 separating us from the finish line. Team Apuzzo in orange clinging to that 1-point advantage. Friends, tomorrow, 1 Eastern, 10 a.m. Pacific on ABC and ESPN+. We have PLL action, the Redwoods and Chaos, followed by Water Dogs and Cannons. That one only available on ESPN+. A big Sunday of PLL action. Lacrosse faithful here at USA Lacrosse headquarters in Sparks, Maryland, enjoying a very close game between Team Apuzzo and Team Bosco. Team Bosco with the only goals in the fourth, bringing this to just a 1-point game, threatening to sweep the third and fourth quarters and the 20 points that go along with it. Folks, for every assist during this year's Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse season, Aspiration is committed to planting 10 trees. And heading into this weekend of play, there were 96 helpers, so at least 960 trees with their assists. Courtney, the ball movement again, extraordinary this week.
Anytime you change the point of attack, you know good things are going to happen. It's all about moving the ball, letting that do the work, and then finishing the job offensively.
Marie McCool has had an outstanding game today. It was her helper that set up Ost Holman. Lindsay McCone would follow, make this a 6-5 game. Now with just over 4 minutes left to operate, they break the huddle after some refreshments. A game that has featured some outstanding goaltending. Both Britt Reed and Kaylee Waters have been buttoned up tight.
You know, the defense in front of them, I think, is forcing some low-angle shots, but most definitely they've been standing tall. It is all about quick reactions. They are looking to hold their angles. Again, it is all about tough defenses. We see the score just 5-6, but there's been a lot of shots. It's not for lack of shooting. It's just a matter of whether it's on cage or the defense and goalie are coming up with some big-time saves.
Katie O'Donnell, I'm sure, was very loud in that last huddle for Team Bosco. She is the player who likes to offer encouragement and, as well as X's and O's, game planning in those huddles. She finds herself right at home.
She does. And again, this didn't happen intentionally, but when you look at Abby Bosco, the team she put together, she said it was all about having some of those college coaches on her list.
Free position shot to start the player-up opportunity now after the Mastriani foul. So you're all caught up at 6-5 for Team Apuzzo in orange. McMahon, an outside threat. Kent usually does her best work on the interior. They change the formation. Another whistle. Lost Holman or Walling. The free position line. More Walling.
More Walling. Again, not that necessarily that this is
for the team in purple. McMahon looking for a still player up for the team in purple. McMahon looking for a cutter. Move the ball quickly down low. Dip and dunk score. Alex Ost-Holman, we are tied.
Alex Ost-Holman, when you see her inside, she takes a lot of time to sight the cage first. She is known for her fakes inside to make sure she has that surefire shot. Marie McCool, not surprised that she's touching that ball again. All eyes kind of go to her. As soon as she gets the ball into her teammate, Alex Ost-Holman it's a little dip and dunk on Kaylee Waters. That celebration, the fall over to the ground, you know that they all felt that one on the field as now things are tied up.
Points in 5 of her last 6, goals in 3 of her last 4. She strikes against Waters, and we are level at 6 apiece. Folks, you can get in the game by joining the Unlimited Club. Vote on the game MVPs, enjoy exclusive events, contribute 10% to the player bonus pool, and much, much more. It costs you just $20 a year. Sign up now at auprosports.com/membership. Checking the scoreboard, 3:38 left. Whichever team wins the game gets the 45 points for everybody on the roster. Whoever wins the 4th will get 20. Right now, Team Bosco heavily in control, 3 points to 0. And as a result, they have turned around what was a 5-2 advantage for Team Apuzzo into a 6-6 game. Critical draw possession here. Colson fouled by Wood. It'll be Team Apuzzo ball in orange.
Team Bosco, they were looking and hoping for an offsides call off of that draw. They felt like Team Apuzzo had maybe stepped over before there was any solid possession.
Wood is shutting off Apuzzo. This is usually the point where 14 in the orange will take matters into her own hands.
You know, she's been loosely off and on throughout the entire match. It's just a matter of how tight she needs to be, and generally we do see her slide off if she is looking to slide. But I wouldn't be surprised this late in the game if she's going to stay a little bit tighter inside.
Arsenal on the flip for Mastriani. Good defense from the captain, Bosco there. Nice roll dodge. Geyer's back. Better save by Britt Reed. Team Bosco has 20 seconds to clear the midline. 2.5 left in regulation. Cookie Carr strides ahead. Carr showing off her wheels. And now Team Bosco has a chance to take the lead. It would be for the first time in the game. Team Apuzzo had the 4-0 lead at the midway mark.
Waiting for all players, most namely Marie McCool, as she has been a key part in this comeback game for Team Bosco.
You better wait for her. She has 3 goals and 2 assists. O'Donnell slashing in. O'Donnell well defended there by Warden. On the flip, it's Kenzie Kent against Dowdy. McMahon juggles with 10 seconds to shoot. McMahon driving to her strong side. Measured by Mastriani, 3 seconds to shoot. Floated to the interior, shot clock violation. -2 for everybody in purple. Now Apuzzo has a chance to take the lead. Team Apuzzo in orange with Colson running for cover and getting tripped up by McCool.
And Joe, one of the many reasons why I don't love those last-minute looks in tight is because it can create a fast break just like that. If Colson wasn't fouled, she would have been off to the races, a surefire 4v3. So sometimes it's just better to hold possession, everybody take the -2 on the offensive end of the field, and then start fresh.
Geyersbach has 2. Apuzzo has 2 for the team dressed in orange. 3-0 Team Bosco in purple in the fourth quarter alone. They're well on their way to winning the 20 points. But who gets the 45 for the overall victory? Apuzzo, marked closely by Kayla Wood. Under a minute left in regulation. There is sudden victory overtime in Athletes Unlimited. We haven't gone there yet in the first 14 games of this season. Geyersbach waiting. Arsenault next. Apuzzo. Question mark. Fire! Reed took the angle away, knocked it down with her cross. Still possession, though, for Team Apuzzo. 35 seconds. Shot clock turned off. They can have the last offensive play as we hear a horn. The new possession normally would have triggered the 60-second shot clock, but less than a minute left. It should be turned off. Last possession should be with Team Apuzzo in orange.
Joe, because that was a save by Britt Reed, hence the new 60 for Team Apuzzo, and that is huge. That last second save, I think it was about 4-ish seconds left, but because she had to make that save, now they get to finish out the clock.
Earlier this season, Andy Aldave had a game-winning goal in the final minute. Around she comes for Warden. Last 18 ticks. Haley going to the goal. Shovels, and there's Reed again on the high arc, taking the angle away. Last-ditch effort. Waning stages of the fourth. McCool end to end. Down to 4 seconds. The feed for O'Donnell over the top. This game is going to require sudden victory overtime on ESPN.
I didn't want to say it earlier, but I was going to say we have not had an overtime game here in Athletes Unlimited to date, nor have we seen the back and forth style, this exciting expression of lacrosse, a game of runs. First, it's all about Apuzzo in that first half, Bosco coming back in the second half. Quarters 3 and 4, they've split everything, each apiece, 2 quarters for Team Bosco, 2 for Team Apuzzo. This is the best style of lacrosse. It's fast, it's athletic, and it's one team versus the other. You answer back each and every time.
Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse Season 3. Team Apuzzo had a 4-0 advantage after 20 minutes, and then Team Bosco would roar back on a rally that was sparked by Marie McCool.
Sparked by Marie McCool. She loved her matchup, whether it was against Haley Warden or anyone else. She liked the no angle, Ali Mastriani, all of these incredible midfielders. But if her hands are free, if she is able to get a step on her defensive player, there she is. And then last one, Ostholmen to Marie McCool, McCool to Ostholmen. That's friends, the connection, the chemistry that you look to create on the field.
So as Courtney was mentioning, it takes 15 games for us to get to our first overtime in Season 3. The rules up on the screen for you. It's a 3-minute overtime session. First goal wins it. And then, if we don't have a tally in the first 3 minutes, we get really interesting in the shootout.
And I'm not even going to say it, but that's ultimately what I was thinking about as well. We have not had a shootout, but I know that these players have left it all on the field. They've been battling back and forth. But if it ends here in overtime, I have to give credit where credit is due. It's in Bosco's favor because they have just been roaring back.
Another thing that we should mention, we always point out the leaderboard totals and how the game impacts where you stand on the leaderboard. Once a game goes to overtime, Courtney, the individual stat points do not count. So in other words, whomever scores the winner would not get the 12, since not everybody in the league is afforded the chance to go to overtime.
That's right, but the 20 points from quarter 4 still count, as well as the 45 points for that overall win. So from this point forward, individual stats no, but MVP points, you better believe players are going to be counting on who has made a big stop, either defensively or a save or scoring that game winner. That just has to be in your mind when you're doing your MVP votes.
The initial possession means so much in overtime. Warden and Tracy in the draw circle. Team Apuzzo has won 7 of the last 10 draw possessions. Kaylee Waters and Britt Reed, spectacular net mining today. Both of them are on the hot seat Glad you've tuned in with us with Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse on ESPN, presented by Air National Guard. It's sudden victory overtime. The first possession to Sammy Jo Tracy for Team Bosco. And the timeout immediately taken by Team Bosco facilitator Christy Foote. When we say facilitator, Court, we think helper, advisor, organizer. The facilitators are great for the captains on Monday. After business tomorrow is done, the top 4 on the leaderboard, they'll be the new captains. Monday, there's a draft. And next week, we will crown an individual champion.
You know, and the captains on the field have to rely on the facilitators so much, especially those who play a lot. You're tired, you don't necessarily have the voice to speak up. So that instance right there, I guarantee Abby Bosco, who is on the draw circle, she's not thinking about saying it. She's relying on that facilitator, Christy Foote, to call that out. But again, clean draw control won by Sammy Jo Tracy. That's what sets up Team Bosco right now with the ball in their stick here in this very first overtime period.
Should come as no surprise that we are in a tight game, 6-6. 6 of the first 14 games this season in Athletes Unlimited have been decided by just 1 point. No nerves there on the face of rookie captain Abby Bosco. Sammy Jo Tracy, 13 in the purple, just to earn her team the offensive possession. So once they clear the midline, it'll be a 6-on-6 and a chance to win it in sudden victory OT. Play offensive coordinator. Who are you going to look for at the offensive end for Team Bosco? Uh-oh. Ward had to fetch it back there for Cookie Carr. She was stick checked. Off the ride of Apuzzo, it's a caused turnover, and just like that, Team Apuzzo in orange will get the first chance to win it.
And immediately I'm thinking that's 14 points, but not in overtime.
You don't get those points to carry over in the extra session. Warden will set it up here, 6-on-6. First goal wins it in OT. Dempsey Arsenal. Her Team USA mate, Marie McCool, out there. McCool, the driving force in Bosco's great rally in the second half. Fortunato, the stretch shooter. She has 2-point range outside the 8-meter key. Courtney Fortunato will isolate against O'Donnell. Apuzzo and Ward, or rather Wood, continue to play that hide-and-seek game. Mastriani working in. Shot clock is at 10. Arsenal scans, looks to Geyersbach. Geyersbach fires. That was blocked. 4 seconds on the shot clock. Possession for Team Apuzzo. Shot clock violation against Team Apuzzo. And now Team Bosco, having staved off the first chance against them, now they get their opportunity to go for the win.
And that's big because possession was won by them at the draw. They just coughed it up before they were even able to take an offensive possession. So they already know what they're after. Sammy Jo Tracy talked about it from that very first timeout, the whistle that they took after Sammy Jo Tracy won that draw control. We see they're setting up an isolation.
Under 70 seconds left. McMahon on the go. Play it outside. McCool from the bad angle, electing not to shoot. 25 seconds on the shot clock, 57 in the overtime. McMahon gets the jump on Ward and fires! Waters makes the save. Waters and Reed continue to be the story inside the goal circle. Kaylee Waters flinging this one 40 yards ahead. She picks up Arsenal. Arsenal with time ticking, 38 seconds, going to the goal. Arsenal fires. Reed makes another sprawling save. And it's Bosco Wood as we go end-to-end. Final 30 ticks left. In overtime, it's Bosco in orange with the ball. Kenzie Kent says, chill out. Kent with 20 seconds to go. Arsenal playing her near the midline. Marie McCool. Can she end this one in dramatic fashion? 10 seconds away from the shootout. McCool feeds McMahon. 4 seconds left. McCool. Buzzer beater! Denied there by Waters at the end of 43 minutes. We'll go to the shootout.
Joe, in this shootout, a maximum of 6 shooters are going from side to side.
It'll be a 3-round shootout court. And then, once we get past round 3, if we do, you can reload your shooters, and it becomes sudden victory in the shootouts as well.
So you can use those same shooters, that's right.
As it was in the past with an automatic second round of 3, this season the rules have changed. The shootout is much, much more similar to that is conducted in the National Hockey League.
Past seasons, we could end in a tie, and that is a change for this year. Season 3, no longer are there ties after the shootout. We're continuing to go back and forth.
6-6 after 4 quarters and a 3-minute sudden victory overtime. And the players behind the mask have been brilliant all day long. Just have a look at their handiwork to keep things knotted up.
It's all about the goalkeepers. They have been back and forth, coming up with save after save. Britt Reed, Kaylee Waters, they are the true heroes of this game. So what better fashion to end in a shootout with the keepers on full display.
Shootout, 3 rounds. It can end as early as 2 rounds. If it's tied after 3, we will extend further and further. As the captains coordinate with the officials to go through the selection of shooters. In the shootout, the shots are taken, Courtney, from outside the 8-meter key.
And there's just 15 seconds this year, different than the 30 from past seasons.
Sam Apuzzo ready to head towards the cage. The shot must be taken from outside the 8-meter. Apuzzo first up in round 1. Lets it fly, she scores!
The excitement that she displays every time she scores is just unbelievable. She's calm, she's relaxed, and she shot low and away. Always a quality shot to finish. Everybody loves the high shots, but it's about placement.
Bottom of the first round of the shootout, Izzy McMahon against Kaylee Waters. McMahon cranks it up off of Waters' cross and her shoulder. Another stop for Kaylee.
Taking a quick look back, Izzy McMahon, a ton of power. The placement not quite on. Kaylee Waters locked in.
Top of the second, Ali Mastriani looking to give Team Apuzzo a commanding lead in the shootout. Mastriani fires. That one sails wide.
Next shooter,
Ali Mastriani with a powerful shot, just not quite on goal cage, so things are tied up at 1 if Bosco and Marie McCool can get this on frame.
McCool denied by Waters. So the shootout is over if Team Apuzzo scores here in the top of the third. Waters doing her thing. If Nicole Levy scores, the shootout ends right here in the top of the third. Levy against Reed with a game on the line. Score! Nicole Levy wins it for Team Apuzzo. And Nicole appears to be in a little bit of pain after she let that ball fly. This one settled on this shot from Nicole Levy.
I like how Nicole took her time. She pump faked, she relaxed, and then she retook that shot again. It is all about patience, Joe. When you were up at the line, you had 15 seconds. There is no need to rush, and she took her to, she won in the shootout field, and that was a perfect display as she won in the shootout for Team Apuzzo.
Team Apuzzo improving its record this week to 2-0. They'll square off with Team Marino in a game 3:30 Eastern tomorrow that you can check out on ESPN+. Team Bosco looks to bounce back against Team Glenn, 1 p.m. Eastern on ESPN+ tomorrow. Great game today. A 7-6 decision for Team Apuzzo into the winner's circle. Sam Apuzzo's record as a captain. Remember, she did not captain a team in 2021, but since then, she is 17-3 when she's in charge. In the aftermath, Maria Tribalpiece is with Nicole Levy.
Nicole, you win the game for your team in the shootout. What was going through your mind in that shot?
It's just, I don't know, honestly not much. It's just one shot. I practice that shot rep after rep every single day since I was probably like 10 years old, so not much was going through my head other than, oh yeah, a free one-on-one with a goalie. That's my bread and butter.
Speaking of goalies, Kaylee Waters was fantastic in the cage. What made her so great today?
Her warm-up. I'm just kidding. I gave her the warm-up. I don't know. I think, she was just really seeing the ball. She was dialed in, super focused. I think she has a really good supporting cast as the defenders around her. They did a really good job early letting her see the shots that she wanted to see. But Kaylee's a phenomenal goalie, really stood on her head, especially in that shootout. So super proud of her and can't wait to give her a big hug after this.
We'll make sure that we told her that you take the credit for her success.
I already told her I was going to do that, so.
Thank you, Nicole.
Yeah, anytime.
Back to you, Joe.
Great work, Nicole and Maria. We appreciate it. Team Apuzzo triumphs in a thriller, 7-6, a game that pushed all the way to the shootout. Folks, be sure to tune in 5 Eastern on ESPN+. It's the second game of our Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse doubleheader. Coming up next on ESPN2, 30 for 30, American Gladiators documentary part 1. For Courtney, for Maria, for all the men and women in our technical crew. Joe Beninati, thanks for your time. This one goes beyond regulation. Levy makes Apuzzo a winner.